Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Tony Letizia with VRA Realty, Octave Property Management, and Octave Lending Solutions. I'm here today to talk to you about the importance of getting pre-approved way before you are ready to buy a house. Now, getting a pre-approval is only for people that are not rich. If you're not an incredibly affluent person, just like me, then most likely you are going to need a mortgage to purchase a home in this market. I'm sure you, like everyone else that has been looking at houses in the past few years, have noticed that we are in a bit of a sticky situation as far as interest rates and pricing when it comes to our current real estate market. We're currently facing a huge housing shortage of about 3.2 million houses in America. And those are affordable houses that people like me and you can actually afford. Getting pre-approved is very important for a few main reasons. One, you get to know your budget and you get to plan accordingly. Two, when you go to tour houses with a realtor, they know that you're very serious in touring and purchasing a house. And also, it gives a level of respect to the seller that is opening up their home to allow you to come and see it and potentially make an offer on that house. The last reason why it is so important to get pre-approved is because if we do tour a house and you love it, that is the tool that we use to make an offer. And that pre-approval has a lot of information on it that can help sellers understand what type of buyer you are and if it's an offer that they would want to accept. So it's incredibly important to get pre-approved way in advance before you're even thinking about buying a house. Point number one that I pointed out was that you need to know your budget ahead of time, and getting pre-approved opens the door to show you what your credit looks like to lenders, and it also shows you what your actual financial picture really is. If you don't get pre-approved ahead of time, which many people try not to get pre-approved and then look at houses, your realtor most likely will not show you houses without getting pre-approved. And going and looking at houses and finding one that you absolutely love and then not being able to put an offer in on it right away is one of the most devastating feelings you will ever feel. Early in my career, I used to allow people to tour homes with me that weren't pre-approved ahead of time. I would ask them questions about their income, their credit, and anything else that could pertain to their pre-approval, and I would go off of what they told me. Now, in this market that we're in with these higher interest rates and these high home prices, and also in the areas that I work, Maryland, Delaware, and Pennsylvania, the taxes have gone up significantly in the past 3 years. And what's happening is that people think they know what they can afford, but in reality, when they go to a lender and they open up their financial profile book and understand every little thing that mortgage lenders like me look at, they realize that they're actually not prepared at all to purchase a house, and that either they have way too many liabilities, maybe they don't make enough money to afford the house that they really think that they deserve. And that's what's really tricky about this market right now, and why getting pre-approved way in advance, meeting a loan officer, opening up your financial profile to him or her, and allowing them to give you guidance to get closer to that really perfect pre-approval that will allow you to make exceptional offers and lock down a house in this market. So let's get into point number one about learning your budget. So your pre-approval is going to consist of the type of loan that it is, which could be conventional financing, FHA financing, VA financing if you're a veteran and you're qualified, or USDA financing, which is applicable to any house that is not within an annex zone of a town. Your pre-approval will also tell you the amount that you are willing to lend, the down payment amount that you are going to be putting down on any given house, and then it also gives your lender's contact information, which is incredibly valuable for the listing agent who's going to verify that your pre-approval is accurate. Now, your financial profile affects everything on this pre-approval because your financial profile is made up of your assets, liabilities, income, and debts that you pay on a monthly basis. So your assets are going to determine how much of a down payment you are able to put down. The higher the down payment, the less risky you are as a borrower for a property, and sellers will look at you more favorably than people that are putting less down. The next part are your liabilities. Those are going to determine the amount that a bank is willing to lend to you, because your liabilities will tell a bank how much money you are paying every single month for things like car payments, medical insurance, or anything else that gets deducted on a monthly basis that can be seen on one of your bank statements. The next thing is your credit. Your credit is going to affect the rate that you get on your pre-approval. Now, most pre-approvals don't indicate a rate immediately because your rate isn't actually locked in until you're actually under contract. If you're applying with a co-applicant, then their averaged income gets added to yours and there's no type of deduction or anything like that. Of course, unless they have some liabilities or debts that they pay every single month, which your debts and liabilities will get added together and they don't get averaged out. So your pre-approval will show how much you can afford based on your income and your debts. It will also show you your maximum tax amount that is allowable. And why that's important is because, for instance, where I work in Maryland, Delaware, and Pennsylvania, the taxes are vastly different across the three states. I'd consider Pennsylvania to be the most heavily taxed, Maryland to be in between, and then Delaware is definitely the lowest tax state. So someone looking for a 3-bed, 2-bath in Pennsylvania might be paying $5,500 in taxes, while in Delaware they're only paying $1,700, and Maryland they might be paying $2,500. That amount equates to a certain dollar figure every month that is going to be paid into an escrow account, which holds that money until the taxes and insurance are due. So making sure that your pre-approval shows your maximum tax amount is very important to show that you also will qualify for not only the dollar figure that you're offering, but the tax amount that is associated with that property. Allowing a lender to evaluate your financial profile way ahead of time before you're thinking about looking for a home will give you so much insight into what mortgage lenders look for to qualify you for a house, and will prepare you to get that solid pre-approval so you can have competitive offers in this highly competitive market. Point number 2, why it's incredibly important to get pre-approved way before you're ready to start looking for a house, is because you want to show not only your buying agent that you are incredibly serious about purchasing a house, but you want to make sure that you are showing sellers respect by getting that pre-approval to show that you are worthy of putting an offer in on the houses that you are looking for. Sellers have to take time out of their day to leave their property and allow you to tour those houses. That's time that they will never get back, and showing houses to people that cannot afford them is simply a waste of time. Also, it's a huge waste of time for realtors to go out and show people houses when they can't afford them. So not only are you wasting your time, the seller's time, but you're also wasting the realtor's time. When I first started my career, I used to show people houses without a pre-approval, and many times that would not work out. Due to the interest rate market that we are currently in, many people overestimated what they were able to afford, and we toured houses that were completely out of their price range. Based on all the factors that I indicated in point 1, there's so many variables that could affect your ability to get pre-approved. And it's incredibly important to get pre-approved ahead of time to show your realtor respect and the seller's respect while you tour houses. The last and most important point of getting a pre-approval is to make sure that you can put an exceptional offer on the house that you fall in love with. At some point, if you find that your pre-approval amount allows you to tour houses that are fitting your criteria and you fall in love with an exceptional home, which will happen one day, and you are not able to put an offer in on that house immediately, it is going to be one of the most devastating and angst-ridden processes you go through. Lenders can take up to 3 days to verify your assets, income, and credit and debt to provide the pre-approval. My company at Octave Lending can provide you a pre-approval within 24 hours or sooner, as long as you get all of those supporting documents and the completed application over to me. Again, when I was early in my realtor career and I would show people houses without a pre-approval, I definitely lost at least 3 to 5 clients to an overwhelming feeling of devastation. Because not only did I allow them to see the house, but I allowed them to think that they would be able to buy the house based on their assumptions of their income and credit worthiness. In this market where houses are selling incredibly quickly, having that pre-approval ahead of time so you can pull the trigger and make that offer is exactly what is needed. Thanks to my experience of losing clients, I realized that I had to change the way that I do business. And currently, I will not show any house to any person, no matter what they tell me, until they give me either a valid pre-approval that I can validate by calling the lender, or a valid proof of funds, which is essentially a bank statement or a letter from your financial institution that, again, I can call and verify that balance. So to sum things up, getting your pre-approval is always going to be step number 1 when you go to buy a home. And you can start that pre-approval process anytime you want. My opinion as a professional realtor that has been doing real estate work for about 7 years now is getting your pre-approval way in advance is your best bet to getting ready for a home purchase. When you have that pre-approval ready at all times, when the market dips and the interest rates go down and home prices are still staying where they are, that is your time to pull the trigger and get a good deal. Not only are you getting a lower interest rate, but you're getting that normal pricing that we would like to call it right now. We have no idea what's going to happen in the future. If interest rates go down too quickly, we might see home prices start to soar. So getting pre-approved way ahead of time for an amount that you know that you're going to be able to afford, and start working with a realtor diligently to keep track of the market and interest rates is going to be your best bet to timing the market and getting a great deal on a house. I hope that my video today encouraged you to start looking into mortgage options. And if you wanted to get a mortgage through me, my lending group that I created a few years ago has every type of loan you can imagine, from private money, hard money, new construction loans, or renovation loans for investors. We also have other loans for rentals that can help you get pre-approved based on the amount of potential income that a property can generate. And then, of course, my company definitely provides all of the products that I mentioned earlier, such as the conventional loan option, the FHA, VA, and USDA loan options for primary and secondary home purchases. Again, my name is Tony Letizia with VRA Realty, Octave Property Management, and Octave Lending Solutions, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Please don't forget to like and subscribe and share this video to anybody that has been thinking about purchasing a home in the near future. Thanks guys, I'll see you in the next round.